Get ready because the future is now, and the pace of innovation is absolutely breaking the sound barrier. We're diving headfirst into a world where your daily commute is getting a radical upgrade, and the very definition of a car is being rewritten before our eyes. First up, we're tackling that age-old question. What do you do while your electric car is sipping electrons? We've got a viral hack that's got everyone talking, proving that a little creativity can turn charging time into playtime. Then, prepare to have your mind blown as we explore a vehicle that literally breathes in sunlight and exhales, well, something revolutionary. Forget what you know about alternative fuels, because this new design is taking inspiration straight from the plant kingdom, and it's poised to challenge the status quo in a big way. Next, we're shifting gears to a legendary nameplate that's proving its electric future is not just real, but dominating. The numbers are in, and it's a stunning upset that's silencing the critics and redefining automotive performance. You won't believe who's outselling whom. And finally, we're uncovering a brilliant new method that could transform mountains of scrap metal into the very building blocks of tomorrow's electric fleet. This is recycling reimagined, turning yesterday's waste into the high-grade aluminum needed for the cars of the future. It's a game-changer for sustainability. Stick around for all these incredible stories and more on ElectroDrive news. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. EV charging, the unexpected pastimes revealed. Ever found yourself staring at the charging cable, wondering how to fill those minutes or even hours while your electric vehicle gets its power boost? It's a question many EV owners ponder, and the internet is buzzing with creative answers. One viral trend is showing us that charging time doesn't have to be downtime. TikTok user Charline, at CharlineDeclerc, recently shared a glimpse into her EV charging routine, and it's a masterclass in making the most of your wait. In her video, filmed in a Luxembourg parking lot, Charline and a friend are seen engaged in a lively game of catch with paddles, transforming a mundane necessity into an impromptu activity. Her on-screen text, POV, "You drive an electric car," perfectly captures the relatable struggle, while her comments confirm this is her go-to strategy for the inevitable EV waiting game. This isn't the first time the EV community has brainstormed solutions for charging downtime. A Reddit user on the r/Bolt EV subreddit, seeking similar advice, expressed a desire to nap but found it impractical. Their solution? Utilizing a phone, but with aspirations of using an iPad for a more comfortable Netflix experience, thanks to its larger screen. Another commenter chimed in, revealing they keep a Kindle in their car for reading, alongside a cellular iPad Air 5, MacBook Pro, and even a Steam Deck, emphasizing that any activity is a good choice when you have dedicated waiting time. They proudly stated they've finished numerous books during their ownership of a Leaf and a Bolt. However, some advocate for avoiding public charging altogether. One user shared their preference for home charging, calling it the best aspect of their Bolt EV ownership. They explained that plugging in at home eliminates the need for public charging stops, a stark contrast to their initial weeks without a home charger, which they described as a significant drawback. Another user was more direct, questioning the decision to buy an EV without home charging capabilities, deeming the need to wait for charging every few days as pretty dumb. Automakers are also weighing in. Volkswagen, in a 2021 press release for its ID.4 EV, suggested activities like napping, taking a walk, watching TV, utilizing the car's built-in massagers, or visiting nearby shops. Tesla owners, in a forum discussion, mentioned using the time for bathroom breaks, grabbing snacks, cleaning their car's interior, and catching up on emails. The actual charging time for an EV is highly variable, influenced by factors like the power source, the vehicle's charger capacity, and battery size. Generally, charging duration can be estimated by dividing the battery capacity in kWh by the charger's power rating and adding a small buffer. This can range anywhere from a quick 25 minutes to over 2 hours. But what if your car could power itself using something as natural as sunlight? Get ready for a vehicle that's redefining what it means to be fueled up as we explore a revolutionary new design next. Solar-powered microcar, the photosynthesis vehicle arrives. In the relentless pursuit of sustainable transportation, electric vehicles have taken center stage. Yet, as the world races towards climate goals, innovators are exploring a spectrum of alternative powertrains, pushing the boundaries beyond the familiar plug-in hybrid. While electric cars dominate headlines and hydrogen fuel cells offer promise for specific sectors like aviation, a Dutch company named Squad Mobility is drawing inspiration from a source as ancient as life itself: plants. They've unveiled a microvehicle that literally harnesses the power of the sun, a concept they describe as performing photosynthesis and making hydrogen seem outdated. This innovative vehicle is set to challenge the very notion of how we power our daily commutes, especially in urban environments. Squad Mobility's creation is designed as a solution for urban emissions and congestion, catering to both sharing platforms and private ownership. With a starting price of $6,250 before import duties and taxes, this microcar is equipped with integrated solar panels on its roof, allowing it to generate its own electricity directly from sunlight. In the United States, it's classified as a low-speed vehicle, meaning its operational domain is primarily for urban cruising, with the L7 model capable of reaching speeds up to 70 km/h. The vehicle boasts an impressive maximum range of up to 100 km on a single charge, which it can replenish using its solar capabilities. This groundbreaking approach places Squad Mobility's vehicle in direct competition with established alternative energy solutions. While hydrogen fuel cell technology continues to vie for a significant share of the market, particularly where electric range or charging infrastructure remains a challenge, this solar-powered car offers a unique, decentralized energy solution. The implications of such technology are vast, potentially reducing reliance on grid infrastructure for certain types of travel and offering a truly off-grid charging experience. Beyond the immediate impact on the passenger vehicle market, this development also underscores the broader trend of integrating advanced, nature-inspired technologies into everyday applications. As the automotive industry continues its rapid evolution, with a parallel surge in interest for fully automated driving systems, with companies like Tesla and Amazon piloting autonomous fleets. Innovations like Squad Mobility's solar car highlight a multifaceted approach to future mobility. The focus isn't solely on self-driving capabilities, but also on fundamentally rethinking energy sources and vehicle design to meet pressing environmental challenges. This development serves as a potent reminder that the path to a sustainable future is paved with diverse technological advancements, each playing a crucial role in shaping the transportation landscape. And speaking of revolutionizing established names, a legendary automotive icon is proving its electric future is not just real, but outperforming its gasoline-powered past. Get ready for some surprising sales figures that are silencing the critics next. Mustang Mach-E roars past ICE counterpart. The electric era has arrived. The automotive world is in constant flux, and nowhere is this more evident than in the ongoing battle between traditional internal combustion engines and the rapidly advancing electric vehicle sector. For decades, the Ford Mustang has stood as an icon of American muscle, a symbol of raw power and classic design. However, recent sales data from August paints a stunning picture. The electric Mustang Mach-E not only holds its own, but has decisively outsold its gasoline-powered siblings by a staggering 2-1 margin. This remarkable turnaround is a clear indicator that the EV revolution is not just gaining traction. It's actively reshaping consumer preferences and challenging long-held automotive loyalties. Historically, performance-oriented vehicles like the Mustang and Camaro have often been relegated to second-car status, prized for their style and performance rather than their practicality as daily commuters. This niche appeal meant their sales often fluctuated with economic conditions, making them vulnerable during uncertain financial times. With the Chevrolet Camaro now discontinued and the new electric Dodge Charger facing an uphill battle for market acceptance, the traditional internal combustion Mustang has also felt the pressure. Through August of this year, total sales for the ICE Mustang stood at 31,015 units, marking an 8% decrease compared to the same period last year. This figure is a mere fraction of the Mustang's record-breaking sales year in 1966, when approximately 607,000 units were sold, highlighting the changing landscape of the automotive market. In contrast, the Mustang Mach-E has shown consistent growth. Year-to-date sales for the Mach-E reached 34,319 units, a nearly 7% increase from last year. This growth is particularly significant when examining the performance in August alone. Ford delivered an impressive 7,226 Mustang Mach-E crossovers, dwarfing the 3,235 units of the internal combustion Mustang sold during the same month. While 3,235 sales represent a solid month for the traditional Mustang and a modest 2.2% increase over last year, it underscores the Mach-E's commanding lead. This data effectively debunks any notion that EV sales are stagnating. Rather, it suggests a fundamental shift in consumer demand. Ford's broader EV and hybrid sales also demonstrate this trend, with total electric vehicle sales in August climbing over 19.3% year-over-year, and hybrid sales surging by nearly 24%. Across all models, Ford's overall sales have seen a 4% increase in the first 8 months of the year, with EVs and hybrids significantly outpacing the rest of the market. For consumers considering the switch, Ford is offering attractive incentives on the Mustang Mach-E, including 0% interest financing for up to 75 months in select markets, a $7,500 rebate, and complimentary home charger installation. These offers, coupled with the vehicle's impressive performance and sales figures, make a compelling case for embracing electric mobility. The Mustang Mach-E is not just a car. It's a statement that the future of performance is electric, and it's already here, outselling its legendary predecessor and redefining what it means to drive a Mustang. But what happens to the materials of old cars when they can no longer be used for their original purpose? We're diving into a revolutionary recycling method that could turn scrap cars into the high-grade aluminum needed for the next generation of electric vehicles. Coming up next. Scrap cars to supercars. Revolutionary aluminum recycling for EVs. Modern civilization is built upon a foundation of metals, from the towering skyscrapers that define our cityscapes to the intricate components within our smartphones. Among these essential materials, aluminum holds a unique position due to its lightweight properties and its significant energy-intensive production process. Recycling aluminum offers a substantial energy saving compared to mining virgin ore, a critical factor in an era increasingly focused on sustainability. However, the automotive industry is currently facing a complex challenge. As the global transition towards electric vehicles accelerates, the traditional methods of recycling car scrap may soon become obsolete, threatening to create massive waste streams and undermine decades of environmental progress. For years, discarded automobiles have been a primary source of aluminum for the recycling industry. Historically, much of this recycled aluminum found its way back into new combustion engines, forming engine blocks and other vital components. But with the automotive landscape rapidly shifting towards electrification, the demand for these traditional engine parts is set to plummet. This looming shift raises a critical question. What will happen to the millions of tons of aluminum scrap generated annually from end-of-life vehicles? Without a viable outlet, this material risks piling up, creating literal waste mountains and forcing industries to rely more heavily on mining new aluminum, thereby negating the environmental gains achieved through recycling and increasing carbon emissions. The problem is particularly acute as electric cars, by design, require fewer of the traditional engine parts that once served as the primary destination for recycled aluminum. Stefan Pogačar from the University of Leoben highlights this issue, noting that the disappearance of engine blocks leaves a significant gap in the recycling chain, rendering much of the current scrap unusable for its former high-value applications. In Europe alone, an estimated 7 to 9 million tons of aluminum waste are generated from cars each year. Without innovative solutions, this scrap risks being downcycled into lower-grade materials or simply discarded, while the industry continues to produce carbon-intensive virgin aluminum for new electric vehicle components. Fortunately, Pogačar and his colleagues believe they have developed a groundbreaking solution. Their novel method bypasses the traditional need to meticulously sort aluminum into multiple alloy streams. Instead, it involves melting all scrap alloys together in a single, unified process. Modern cars can incorporate up to 40 different aluminum alloys, making traditional sorting a complex and often inefficient endeavor. The new process, however, accepts this mixed metal input, including impurities, and processes it in bulk. The initial result is a brittle slab, which Pogačar describes as possessing ceramic-like qualities rather than metallic ones, appearing initially unusable. Yet, the researchers discovered that by reheating this slab to approximately 500 degrees C, 932 degrees F, for 24 hours, its internal structure undergoes a remarkable transformation. The once fragile alloy becomes significantly stronger, more ductile, and surprisingly versatile. This heat treatment process imbues the recycled material with mechanical properties that, in some cases, surpass those of primary-made wrought alloys. This means the recycled aluminum is not only a viable substitute, but can potentially offer superior performance for structural components in new vehicles, such as chassis and frames. Crucially, this process is designed to be compatible with existing industrial equipment, which could greatly simplify scaling up production compared to previous advanced recycling initiatives. Despite the promising results, Pogačar acknowledges the challenge of convincing a traditionally cautious industry to adopt a new material. His team is actively engaging with manufacturers to demonstrate that sustainability and high performance can coexist. The research has garnered attention, but experts urge caution. Geoffrey Scammons of Brunel University of London praises the work as very interesting, but stresses the necessity of rigorous testing to meet the stringent performance standards required for automotive parts. He also raises concerns about consistency, as scrap material batches can vary significantly depending on the vehicles being processed, potentially complicating efforts to achieve reliable, large-scale production. Mark Schlesinger from the Missouri University of Science and Technology echoes these concerns, emphasizing that while bulk melting seems efficient, precise chemical control is paramount. He points out that simply melting random scrap may not yield an acceptable product, and manufacturers will likely still need to identify and regulate alloy content, potentially adding complexity and cost to the process. Despite these hurdles, the potential environmental benefits are immense. Producing virgin aluminum is one of the most energy-intensive industrial processes, contributing significantly to global carbon emissions. By diverting millions of tons of car scrap into high-performance alloys, this method could drastically reduce both waste and emissions. If successfully scaled, it could set a precedent for other industries reliant on aluminum, fundamentally reshaping the environmental footprint of manufacturing. Pogačar's team has demonstrated the power of reimagining recycling, offering the automotive industry a critical pathway to turn waste into a valuable resource for the next generation of vehicles. The coming years will be pivotal in determining whether this breakthrough becomes a new industry standard or remains a promising experiment. The stakes are undeniably high. Finding a sustainable way to keep aluminum in circulation is essential for reducing emissions and enabling a cleaner automotive future. And that wraps up our deep dive into the innovations shaping the future of driving. Stay tuned, because we're about to give you a lightning round recap of all the top stories you need to know. That's a wrap on today's electrifying news. We've seen how EV owners are creatively conquering charging times, explored a revolutionary solar-powered microcar that mimics nature, witnessed the iconic Mustang Mach-E dominate its gasoline counterpart in sales, and discovered a groundbreaking recycling method turning scrap cars into vital aluminum for future EVs. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to ElectroDrive News for more cutting-edge updates, ring the notification bell so you're always in the loop, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for more exclusive content. We'll see you in the next one.